Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Aerial Outsider Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, and this is a podcast where we discuss drones, NASCAR, football, and basketball. So today, we are talking about one of the most powerful and life-saving uses of drones, search and rescue operations. Whether it's from finding a lost hiker, assessing damage after a natural disaster, or delivering supplies to someone stranded in a remote area, drones are changing the way we respond to emergencies, and it all starts with the right tools. The number one aspect of drones being used in search and rescue operations is thermal imaging and visual detection. So, why does thermal imaging matter when it comes to search and rescue operations? Well, drones are equipped with thermal cameras that can detect heat signatures from near total darkness, pitch black, in the hills, mountains, smoky areas. They detect the heat signatures in low visibility conditions like smoke, fog, or total darkness, one of those three, if not more. That means rescuers can locate missing people faster without putting themselves in danger, which is a good thing. So when you pair thermal with high-resolution visual cameras, you get the full picture and you can spot the obstacles or hazards that may be in the way of rescuers potentially finding a missing person, even mountains, terrain features that may be intimate to finding this missing person. So the thermal aspect of drones in a search and rescue operation is key to finding that person safely and getting them the care that they need. I have a thermal drone, and I've seen footage of heat signatures. I've also seen wild animals with the thermal drone and practice spotting them with the heat signature, and it's pretty cool how you can use a thermal camera to do this, especially at night near total darkness. Now, keep in mind that the thermal camera is not looking for a hot spot all the time. Firefighters, for example, they use the thermal camera to locate cold spots because a human being or another living animal, like say a dog or a cat, are going to be way colder than what the fire is. So you're looking for a cold spot at that point. Like I mentioned in my thermal imaging segment of the show, is that there are different shades or hues or color palettes that you can use to pick out an object or a missing person more easily. I like the iron bow, but you have white hot black cold or black hot white cold that can depict different heat signatures, potentially better than one or the other. And remember, the angle matters. Another aspect that can be coupled with this is that fact that you can do real-time data and software integration with the drone at, say, a search and rescue command point. So modern drones can do live video and sensor data directly to the command centers. This means decision makers are getting up-to-date information. They aren't guessing; they're watching in full time. So you could have a person flying the drone with an HDMI cord connected to their information centers, and then they are able, in turn, to look at the live feed from the drone, and they're able to see, okay, what's going on? Do we see anything? Does the drone see anything? That sort of thing. And then here's where it gets really smart. Many drones can upload the footage instantly to mapping and analysis software. Programs like Flybase or Skydio's SAR platforms allow responders to generate real-time maps tag heat signatures direct to ground teams with pinpoint accuracy. It's not just flying, it's flying with a purpose, backed by data. So that is very true. I know there's Pix4D has a platform as well, but most of the time these drones, any of these platforms will work with the data coming off these drones. The technology is there where we can find a missing person, hopefully within the first 24, 48 hours, so that we can, get that person not missing, which is a good thing. But all the technology is very, very good. It's getting better all the time, but between all those platforms, any of those would work. I'm more familiar with Pix4D just because I've worked with it a little bit more, and I'm assuming that Flybase and Skydio would work with one of their drones. DJI, I feel like works the best with Pix4D, but they all work generally the same. And with a SAR, you want to fly the drone in a pattern. So it's not just random, you're doing a lawnmower pattern so that you overlap the images so that when you're uploading, the program can stitch all those together and then you have a nice 2D or 3D map. And then there's also specialized attachments for, say, maybe a supply delivery drone. They aren't just for locating missing people. Well, what if you have a natural disaster, say, for example, a hurricane or a tornado, or, the hurricane turns into a tropical storm and then you have a tornado and then there's flooding on top of that. Well, drones can deliver supplies too, like food, water, medical kits to stranded individuals. They can, release it just like what you've seen on TV with the Army or the Navy, where they release it and it has like a parachute on it. So that the stranded individuals can retrieve it as it lands near them, and then that way they can survive until rescue crews can reach them. So and then also while it's doing that, you could have a camera on the drone as well, and you can fly the drone to do damage assessments as well, just so that you can get the idea of how damaged the area is, so that by the time the flooding recedes, say maybe the power lines are up after a tornado, you can go in there and rescuers know where the potential danger spots are, where to kind of meander so that they have the best route, the best accessibility to the area that was damaged in a natural disaster. So all of this reduces risks to human responders. Instead of sending people into dangerous areas first, we send the drones. They scout, report, and guide the way, which is so true. So all of this is brought to you by Netzel Air Drone Services LLC, an Omaha-based drone service company focusing on construction monitoring, small events, thermal imaging, and real estate. Call today to set up your your custom drone service. My number is 531-213-6659, and I'll get together with you and we can meet and talk about your project of what you need for drone footage. I also have a Facebook page for the podcast. Aerial Outsiders Podcast on Facebook is my Facebook page. I post on there about what might be pertinent to the show, some drone facts, stuff about sports and football and basketball. Like I said, the goal with this podcast is kind of to bring these two communities together, where I talk about drones, NASCAR, football, basketball, bring the sports communities together. We all have fun. That's the goal. So from thermal imaging to real-time mapping, the supply delivery to communication relays, these tools are saving lives. And as a drone tech continues to evolve, so will our ability to respond smarter and faster. If you're in the emergency services or you're a drone pilot looking to get involved in SAR, working in a space is worth watching and worth flying in. So that is so totally true. If you're a drone pilot and you're certified with your Part 107, I would suggest potentially reaching out to your local police department, fire department, and seeing if there's anything you can do for them. If there is, a natural disaster, I would expect somewhere in Florida or Texas, where we get hurricanes all, for the fall season. And then especially in Oklahoma or down in Alabama, Mississippi, that area, especially during the spring when you have tornadoes that go through. Definitely worth a call. Like I said, thank you again for listening. I wanted to bring this up as another way for drones to help out the community and everything during a natural disaster. And like I said, go like the Facebook page, follow it. I try to update as much as I can, and I definitely like the support, and I'll catch you in the next episode.